Hello everyone, this is Texy. I just wanted to drop by and give everyone an update on what's been going on with me lately. But first and foremost, hi, how are you? Hope everyone's been doing well and staying safe. I know it's been a while since I came back, but I'm doing as well as I can be during the pandemic. I'm still alive and healthy. But yeah, something happened to me recently that I wanted to discuss. But before we do that, let's rewind back a bit, all the way back to 2019. So about 2 years ago, I was working on updating my Second Life avatar. For those of you who don't know, before VR chat became a thing, Second Life was one of the biggest online virtual worlds to hang out and roleplay in. Making your own avatar models from humans to anthropomorphic creatures. Having in-game currency called lindens where you can buy all sorts of things like buying your own house, renting property, buying clothes for your avatar, dances and poses for your avatar, even not safe for work products as well. But getting back to updating my avatar, I don't remember much, but it had something to do with my body textures, and I was having trouble applying those textures to my new avatar. So a close friend of mine had a friend, or an ex-friend in this case, who offered to help. For privacy reasons, let's name him Drift. When Drift offered to help, he explained that he's helped multiple friends and others who needed help with their avatars, helping them by explaining to them exactly what to do or log into their accounts and just do it for them. Again, I don't remember much if he tried to explain to me what I needed to do to apply the new textures to my avatar and it didn't work out, but in the end, he asked if he could log into my Second Life account and just do it for me. Obviously, I was hesitant, but he already explained to me that he's helped many people by logging into their accounts and not saving their password. He said I don't have to give him my login information if I don't want to. But since he's friends with one of my closest friends in SL, and that he seemed to know what he's doing, I had little to no reason to not trust him at the time. But that was very much naive from my end, my own fault for trusting someone I barely know with my SL account. So I gave him my login info on Discord and he gave me one of his alternative SL accounts for me to log in and surveillance what he's doing with my avatar. It all seemed a bit of a blur to me, but in the end he did what he could with the textures for my avatar. I thanked him gratefully and we called it a day. From that point on, we didn't talk much there on out. I should have changed my password as soon as he logged out of my account, but I didn't. Regardless of the fact that he said that he doesn't save passwords, I should have been more precautious. I should have done the smart thing and changed my password, but I didn't. It's my own fault that I didn't, and I'm kicking myself for being too naive and trusting. Because of that point, I felt that I didn't need to, so I continued on with my business within those 2 years. And all was fine and dandy until recently. Fast forward to the present, on August 3rd, 2021 in the afternoon, I was hanging out with my friends on Discord when I got a PayPal email notification on my phone that said my SL account bought $2,000 worth of lindens. That got me a bit concerned because I wasn't logged into SL at the time. So as quickly as I can, I logged into my account on the Second Life website, and to my relief, I still had access to my account. Now $2,000 of lindens sounds like a lot, but converting it to real life, that's about $9.79. So it wasn't much, but it was still alarming to say the least. PayPal is one of the ways to buy lindens, and that was my purchase method. So when I logged into my account on their website, I checked my transaction history and it said that my account bought $2,000 of lindens, but most of that 2,000 lindens was used and someone bought a product specifically for my avatar. Before I did anything else, I made sure to change my password on both SL and PayPal, adding a 2-factor authentication along with contacting their support about the unauthorized purchase. But yeah, I was able to trace the purchase back to a store where the product was bought. So from there, I logged into Second Life with Firestorm Viewer and managed to talk to the owner of said store. Let's call her Christy. Keep in mind, when I logged into SL with Firestorm, I was in a sandbox where I logged out of last time I was on. This part is a bit important, so we'll get back to it in a minute. Anyways, I asked her if she had anything to do with my account buying $2,000 worth of lindens and using it to buy whatever it was at her store. Granted, I was paranoid at the time and just wanted to make sure if she had anything to do with my account being breached or not. Christy only told me that she had recorded a purchase by my avatar at her store recently. I explained to her that I wasn't on SL at the time until I messaged her, told her I did not authorize the purchase, and made a report to PayPal and Second Life support about the unauthorized payment. She asked if my account was possibly hacked, and I replied that it could have been. She said her condolences, and we soon finished our conversation afterwards. So someone accessed my account and bought linens, teleported to a store with my avatar and used those linens at said store, then teleported back to the sandbox I was last logged out of. So whoever it was that logged in, they did not want to leave out their tracks. Very weird. That's when I thought of who would have access to my account in any sort of capacity. I was racking at my brain because my memory wasn't the greatest. So I took the time to check my friends list in Second Life, and that's when I remembered the person who helped with my avatar back in late 2019. But the thing is that I didn't remember their name. So I asked my friends who knew the person, and they didn't remember much either. So going back to my friends list, it took some time to go through it, but as soon as I got to a specific profile, their name instantly looked familiar and they were coincidentally online. Now before I messaged Drift though, I asked my friends if they remembered him. One of them mentioned that he's known to be a liar and that he specifically affected my friend's relationship with their partner. Now that's a whole nother drama that I won't get into, but my friend wasn't a big fan of the guy, to say the least. So with that in mind, I messaged Drift in Second Life and confronted him if he logged into my account and bought $2,000 worth of lindens. Long story short, he said no and that he never saved anyone's passwords. I have my doubts, but I don't have any proof if it was actually him who logged into my account, but he's the only person that I can think of that had access to it in any sort of capacity. But I ended up apologizing to him for sounding accusing when I confronted him, but he said it's understandable and that my logic made sense. So with that, that was the end of our discussion. I hope my suspicions were wrong. I really hope he didn't breach my account, but if he said he didn't do it, then I have to take his word for it and give him the benefit of the doubt since, again, I don't have any proof. About a week later, on August 10th, 2021, my SL account was under review since I contacted their support on August 3rd. They're making sure that I was the sole owner of their account, but unfortunately this means that my account was on hold for the time being, so I wasn't able to log in until they confirmed that the account was mine and checked to see if it was breached, which they confirmed. Now moving forward to yesterday on August 12th, 2021, I was in for a surprising morning. When I woke up that morning and checked my phone, I got email notifications that someone attempted to log into my other accounts like my Steam, my Twitter, Twitch, and Discord. This instantly got me into panic mode, and as soon as I could, I turned on my PC and logged into all the affected accounts. To my relief, I was still able to access all of them. But I made sure to change my passwords to all of them along with adding in the two-factor authentication if they offered it. This whole experience got me a bit spooked because not only did my Second Life account get breached, but my other accounts were at risk as well. This made me want to find out who or where the attempted login took place. So going back to my emails, almost each notification offered an IP address of specifically where the person tried to log into my accounts. The IP address could have been spoofed, but apparently whoever tried logging into all my accounts happened solely somewhere in Dallas, Texas. I'm not sure what possessed me to log into Second Life, but I just wanted to be sure of something. Also at that time, that's when SL support released my account and gave me back full access to it again. So now that I was able to log into SL, as soon as I did, I checked if this person's profile had any info on their location, because with anyone with a Second Life account, most often than not they would have descriptions of themselves in their profile, like what their age is, their sexual orientation, what they do, what they like, and most certainly where they're from. So I checked Drift's profile and lo and behold, he's apparently from Texas. Now this could have been a whole big coincidence and I could very much be wrong here. But granted that he's had access to my Second Life account before, regardless if he saves passwords or not, it's lining up too well for me to just ignore. So to be safe, I made the decision to unfriend and block him not only on Second Life, but block him everywhere else like Steam, Twitter, Twitch, and Discord, even YouTube. It honestly wasn't a hard decision to make since I'm not that close to the guy, so I barely know him, let alone even talk or hang out with him. Now this whole experience was a bit eye-opening for me and made me appreciate two-factor authentication just a bit more. But yeah, the moral of the story is that no matter how trusting a person says they are, if they're not one of your closest friends, take what they say with a grain of salt until you get to know them better, because you never know what their intentions are until it's too late. Again, I want to reiterate that my suspicions of Drift could very well be wrong, and I hope that I'm wrong, but given the circumstances, I can't ignore this and I'm just trying to be safe here. So with everyone watching, if you have any accounts that have very important and personal information about yourself, I highly recommend adding in a two-factor authentication if they offered it. I'm aware that it's an extra step, but given that what I've been through, you can never be too careful. Because things like this can happen to you at any given time, regardless if you gave your password to anyone or not. But if you add in the two-factor, it'll make things that much harder for them to try and breach your accounts. But anyways, if you stuck around this long with me, thank you all for listening. I've never made a video in this format before, so this is a new experience for me. But I hope you guys like it, and if you do, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel. And also leave a comment if you've been through the same experience or know anyone else who's been through it. I like to read what you guys have to say. Also, the playthrough of State of Decay 2 in the background you were watching was from my Twitch stream. I've almost met the requirements to become an affiliate with Twitch, so I'm very excited about that. I'll leave a link in the description below along with my other social media you can follow. But with that, thank you for watching and I'll see you all next time.